Michael B. Jordan, why haven't you directed a film ever since Creed 3? I think you should uh, direct more movies. Hey guys, this is Frozen Wish Tews here, and welcome back to another movie review. And today, I am finally going to be talking about the talk of the town on the internet, Sinners. So, Sinners is the latest film. It is an original vampire film, despite having some influences in it. And it came out in the year 2025, just this year, and it's directed by Ryan Coogler, and same director as Fruitvale Station, the first Creed movie, and the Black Panther duology. And it stars Michael B. Jordan, Miles Canton, Haley Steinfeld, Wunmi Mosaku, Jack O'Connell, Delroy Lindo, Jamie Lawson, Omar Benson Miller, Lee Jun Lee, Atesseran. And so the film tells the story of twin brothers named Smoke and Stack, both played by Michael B. Jordan on a dual role, who are trying to leave their troubled lives behind. They after going through World War I and a few other and few other events, they return home to they return to their hometown of Chicago to start their lives all over again. So yeah, honoring their return to their own community, which is like the black community. I guess I think there was a name of the community, but I don't remember. But whatever, they try to to get all the black people on in their hometown together, and yeah, throw a party with them, and yeah, and this is all thanks to their little cousin, Sammy, teenage cousin who has a passion for music and wants to throw a party involving music. But then the once the party gets started, the party, there are intruders, the vampires, led by Remick, played by Jack O'Connell, who takes over the party and pretty much rules it. And now what was once a fun party has turned into a massacre, as the surviving people has to fight the vampires. Oh, and by the way, it's not all black parties, as there it's not entirely black. It's just a community of the loved ones, friends, and family. Like and as there are some white people in the family, Mary's character, Haley Steinfeld's character, Mary, who is mixed race, and also a Chinese woman, Grace, who played by Grace. I forgot her last name, but I think it's who played by Lee Jun Lee. Okay, so before I continue on with my review for Sinners, I just want to say that if you probably would have noticed the audio change. Yeah, that is because I am back to my old way of recording. Usually for a long time, my old way of recording was through my phone. I used the recorder app, and then I used that, and then I would just airdrop it to my laptop and then edit it. That's how I used to make my videos. But earlier this year, I decided to make a change. Now I use my screening. I use my screen recorder on my laptop to record my reviews, and yeah, and that way it would be like an easier way to edit my videos. So yeah, but yeah, I had to revert back to my old way of recording videos due to a personal reason of mine. I won't say how, but yeah, I just had to. So yeah, now back to Sinners. This was one of my most anticipated movies of 2025, and I'm sure you all knew that, especially those who were on my Instagram account. Yeah, y'all know how much I was hyped for this one. Like, I have never been this hyped for a Ryan Coogler movie before. And yeah, and I've always been hyped for the film ever since the announcement of pretty much this film existing. And Yeah, I remember they announced it like exactly a year ago, April 2024. I'm not sure if that was exactly the date when they announced it, but the date when they announced it, but April 2024 was when I first heard about Sinners. Yeah, or at least not Sinners, but rather the untitled Ryan Coogler movie, a horror movie. It was very interesting to see the idea of Ryan Coogler directing an original vampire movie. As Ryan Coogler is mostly known for his franchise films, what makes Ryan Coogler just one of the greatest directors working today is how he's able to take on, you know, he's able to like elevate franchises. I mean, he elevated the Rocky franchise with Creed, and then he elevated the MCU with Black Panther. And all thanks to Ryan Coogler, Black Panther was the first MCU movie to be an Oscar contender. But what really got me truly got me hyped for Sinners is two words: Haley Steinfeld. Yeah, the moment they announced that Haley Steinfeld was going to be in this film, I knew that this is going to be something special. Y'all know how much I love Haley Steinfeld. Hawkeye, the Spider-Verse movies, yeah, 17, Ender's Game, the list goes on and on and on. And I'm pretty sure there are already movies I forgot. Oh, and also there's TV shows, you got Dickinson, Arcane, and yeah. Haley Steinfeld is among my top 3 favorite actresses of all time. And I think, oh yeah, Bumblebee as well. The movie that got me to have a crush on Haley Steinfeld. Yeah, Haley Steinfeld is one of the greatest actresses of all time. And out of all my celebrity crushes list, my favorite actresses, Haley Steinfeld seems to be the most consistent one. Sure, there are, is she my number one favorite actress of all time? Sometimes she is, but now I think that there are just two others I prefer. Kristen Bell, Sadie Sink. But Haley Steinfeld is... But Kristen Bell and Haley Steinfeld would... No. Kristen Bell and Sadie Sink tend to star in some forgettable B-movie projects that tend to get hate. Even though I do end up enjoying them. But Haley Steinfeld always... she always chooses her movies very well. She chooses her roles well. And then she would star in bangers after bangers after bangers. And yeah... So of course, yeah, Haley Steinfeld was the main reason why I was hyped for this film, but also because it's a Ryan Coogler original film. Sinners is an original film, and of course, yeah, the trailers were freaking awesome. Now, considering that original movies tend to flop nowadays, people don't show up to original movies despite the popular demand for more original movies. When we get original movies, they don't go see it, which is a shame. So yeah, it was all up to Sinners now to save original movies. I know one of the reasons why original movies don't make a lot of money was because they're mostly indie films and not a lot of people watch it. It's not for mainstream audiences. But then you get some mainstream original movies like Mickey 70 is based on a book. Like The Creator, for example, it's an original film, but it bombed. It's an original blockbuster, but it bombed hard. Yeah, not many people went to go see it because they've never heard of the film. And then apparently we live in a world now where if you don't know anything about the film, then you're just gonna I'm out. Yeah, it's not like the old times where people would just go see anything regardless. Star Wars. I mean, people didn't. I'm sure before Star Wars, people didn't know what it was, but they still wanted to see it, and ended up being a revolutionary. It ended up revolutionary. Yeah, you get what I mean. But although I was worried that this movie was going to get the underwhelming reviews and was going to say it was one of the weaker Ryan Coogler movies, and for two reasons. One, there was I read an article of a test screening where they said it's mid, it's okay. I was like, oh no, is Sinners gonna top Wakanda Forever as the lowest rated Ryan Coogler movie? Yeah. And also, every time I hype up a movie just because an actress, just because one of my favorite actresses is in it. Yeah, I mean, at least the main reason why I would think that it's gonna end up being a case of the movie ends up not getting well received, and especially for if there's a movies that I'm hyped for that anyone else isn't. But I still was rooting for this movie to succeed, not just financially but critically as well. And then yeah, this movie came out on Good Friday, which is a shame. Honestly, I wish this movie stayed with this March release date. Or why didn't this movie just release on the first week of April? We could have got, and maybe a Minecraft movie could have released on Good Friday because if a Super Mario Bros. Movie, $1 billion making video game adaptate movie can make $1 billion despite releasing on Good Friday, so can Minecraft. I don't usually watch movies on Good Friday simply because my country takes Good Friday and Holy Thursday, the Holy Week, very seriously. My local cinemas close on Good Friday. In fact, majority of malls are closed, and usually I would be on vacation. With my family during Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, Holy Friday, Good Friday, and Black Saturday. Yeah, I would, and then I would be back home on for the Easter. But then my parents would prefer to rest, so can't really go out. And yeah, I mean it's too personal, but it's hard for me to watch movies early on Easter on Good Friday. And I always like to watch movies early, like on opening day. Yeah, just so I can prove myself as a cinephile. I can just do, and especially for in the case of movies I'm excited for. I just really wanted to talk about it. It's always an opportunity when due to the fact that my country releases movies early ahead of U.S. schedule. So my country releases movies on a Wednesday, and then in the US on Friday, well, Thursday night. Yeah. So I saw Sinners on Easter Sunday. I saw it on a regular screen. I couldn't watch it in IMAX due to personal reasons. But then yesterday I ended up watching the movie in IMAX. Yeah, on the IMAX screen. And so after seeing Sinners for myself, yeah, by the way, before I get into my thoughts, I just want to talk about the reviews. I love seeing all the people rave for this. They're saying stuff like, "Oh, Sinners is cinema. Oh, Sinners it set a standard for film. Oh, Sinners is the best movie ever. Oh, Sinners is peak. It's so peak, and it's unanimously agreed upon to be the best movie of the year, and." This is literally the first universally loved movie of the year. Well, not in the case that everybody loves it. I know there are some people who say it's overhyped and overrated, but for the other movies that came out this year, I guess besides Neja 2, every movie, regardless of how high or low the rating is, they wouldn't be considered universally loved. Even Companion with a 93% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, people still say that there's still a handful of people who say Companion's bad, or at least mid, but not the case for Sinners. But the question is, does this movie deserve the hype it gets? Hopefully, yeah, I know there's a plastics flying because of the fan. Hopefully, it's not affecting the sound quality of my videos. But yeah, Sinners freaking deserved all the hype it gets. It deserves it. Yeah, guys, believe the hype. Not only are people right about the film, but it is even better than they make it out to be. Sinners is a triumphant masterpiece that exceeds expectations in every single way possible. Ryan Coogler has crafted a horror movie that has redefined the genre and that says a lot from a director who's mostly made action blockbuster. He's never made a horror film before. This is one of those films where you can feel the director's love for cinema, and the director is sending us his love letter with this film. For a long time, the internet has been demanding more original films, but then the original films we get, well, like what I said earlier, flop at the box office. But this feels like the film that we can say finally at last an original film actually getting the recognition it needs to have, especially in the case of original film. So now this proves that we still get those kinds of movies in this day and age. Now on paper, this may seem like your typical this may seem like your typical vampire movie that follows the same rules as our knowledge of vampires. But the actual story of this movie is some of the most original storylines in recent years. Sure, you may argue that it's similar to From Dusk Till Dawn. It has similar pacing to it and similar plot structure, but it only gives off the vibes from the film because of just how the first 45 minutes, the first half of the film is like no horror at all, and it comes off as like a gangster or western, and then the second half is all vampire massacre and other stuff. But when it comes to the execution of the overall plot of the film, no, it is not similar to From Dusk Till Dawn. There's a difference between taking influence from another movie and copying it off. Like, this movie falls into like the more vibe. Like, it will remind you of another movie, but it doesn't copy it. Ryan Coogler continues to embrace the black culture in his films, and this one will make black people the proudest yet. It not only delves into cultural relevance of a community, but the passion as well. There is music in the film, non-musical, and they were all well sung as well as serve a purpose to the context of the story. And yeah, the songs were great. My favorite song in the film, I actually do have a favorite song in the film. Like there's a song with Jack O'Connell, his character Remick singing along with the vampires, like to get the attention of the the remaining survivors, and like blah blah blah. I think that the title of the film is Road something to Dublin. Like, yes, I forgot the full title, but that's what I remember it. But it's like you'll see what song I'm talking about when you actually watch the film, or at least if you do, you probably should know what I'm talking about. And yeah, but this movie actually goes deep into black culture when its themes and metaphors are better than that, like more than you think. And that's actually the center of the reason why this movie is so loved. It's because of how brilliant the writing is. What else? Before I get into other stuff, first, I gotta talk about this. It explores both the negative and positive traits of black culture. The main theme that this movie is going for is exploitation. It explores the black community's passion for music, but it also brings in the attention of outsiders who turn out to be vampires. The vampires in this movie serve as a metaphor of colonizers who want to take control of another culture. The film's title, Sinners, is one of those metaphorical titles, as the film deals with Christianity and how it's both portrayed as a source of hope and a tool for oppression. The main tool that contributes to the story is the guitar, as Sammy's guitar was used as a weapon to fight evil as well as bring in the power of healing. If you think about it, Sammy is actually the true protagonist of the film. Despite Smoke and Stack being protagonists on the surface level, it's actually brilliant. Like, it's actually kind of like Knives Out, where the film sells Benoit Blanc as the main character, as a protagonist, but actually Marta Cabrera is the main protagonist. It's basically what this movie, the approach of this movie. And yeah, I mean, everyone knows. I think y'all are not surprised about this. I'm gonna say this, but the best thing about this movie is Haley Steinfeld. Yeah, but actually, I want to talk about before I talk about Haley Steinfeld. I want to talk about the other characters first, because every single character, whether major or minor, is given enough development. But what elevates the characters the most are their performances. Michael B. Jordan has a shot at becoming my favorite actor of all time, but I'd have to think about it because there are other actors that are contenders. I think it is a little bit hard for me to decide who I think is the best actor of all time, because they're like there's just so many great actors, like so many truly great actors. But with him playing a dual role, I think that this is his best performance yet. Not only because of how ambitious his role was, but because of how much he nailed the ambitious role. Between the twins, I like Stack slightly more than Smoke. I'm not sure if I got that correct and who I'm referring to, but it's the one with the hat, and who wears a hat, and the one who turns into a vampire, and the one whose lover is Mary. Maybe I'm biased because Stack is Mary's love interest, but I mean it could be Smoke, but also maybe I'm right. Oh yeah, and also I think that Stack had a more unique personality to him, and I think Michael B. Jordan had a lot more fun portraying Stack than Smoke. Miles Canton was among the standouts of the film, a perfect newcomer, and in the case of Sammy being main character in a metaphorical sense, I think Miles Canton does such a great job, and I look forward to seeing him more, like in more films. Jack O'Connell did a spectacular job playing the villain role, as Remick is for sure one of the best villains of 2025. But I will say that there are better villains, like better movie villains in my opinion, like the Neja 2 villain, which I still keep forgetting the name, and also Josh from Companion as well. But I gotta say, Remick has proved that Ryan Coogler really knows how to write a villain. He really knows how to make a villain very complex and nuanced, because Remick is just another. It is another one of those complex and nuanced villains. Like, shout out to Lee Jun Lee, Woomi Mosaku, and Delroy Lindo as well. Grace, the Asian character Lee Jun Lee plays, was such a very underrated character. I think more people need to talk about that character, Lee Jun Lee. She's actually among my top 3 or maybe top 5 favorite characters in the film. I always love a badass mother who's willing to protect her daughter, no matter how much she has to push to the boundaries. But yeah, and also her daughter was amazing too, regardless of the 2 minutes of screen time. But to no one's surprise, Haley Steinfeld is not only the best character of the film, but the best aspect of the film. And honestly, I'm gonna go as far as saying this is honestly Haley Steinfeld's best movie role yet, and her second best performance, second only to Kate Bishop. Yes, and yes, this is officially dethroned Across the Spider-Verse as the best Haley Steinfeld movie. Yeah, and if Haley Steinfeld got a nomination for her performance as True Grit, like this, she should get Best Supporting Actress nomination here, because this is her this is like True Grit level acting. In fact, in a way, Mary kind of feels like a grown up version of Mattie from her Steinfeld's character in True Grit. But yeah, there's so much more to Mary's character than just Haley Steinfeld's in it and all stuff. It's not that she's just there to be objectified. She actually has she actually has a personality to the film. She has the most interesting background among all the characters, where her parents are mixed race, and the town could not accept her family for that matter, which is why her mother was terrorized. There was an emphasis put on the theme of racism, stated through her character, as she is mixed race, which is why she was the one who sided with both characters. Well, not really sided, but rather she showed the most compassion for the white people, while still being with the black people, because she is half black and half white as well, half white, and she's by far the most likable character when she's not a vampire. I love how when all the black people characters and Grace did not trust the white outsiders, Mary was the one who had the courage to step up and have a little chat with them, to ask them about to find out if they're good guys or not. But eventually, of course, she got infected with the vampire virus. And by the way, no, I don't think Mary is a villain. She's just, like what I said, she's just an affected character. And Remick is the one who really is a villain. Oh, and by the way, I'm gonna give up some spoilers in the movie because it's been a week now since this movie was out, and if you don't want to be spoiled, well, I guess don't watch it. But I guess at this point, I think everyone who is willing to watch Sinners could have watched it by now. And honestly, if you have not watched Sinners yet, please do, or else you're a fucking pussy for not watching, for not supporting this movie. So yeah, thankfully, now you might be wondering, since Mary is a vampire, does Mary get killed off in this movie? Does Mary die? Yes and no at the same time. Well, mostly no. Well, because like in the final scene of the film, the climax of the film, we see all vampires, burning. When it becomes dawn, all the vampires just evaporate. You might think that Mary was with them, even though we don't actually see Mary with the other vampires when they were evaporating. But then there is a post-credit scene. And by the way, guys, there are two post-credit scenes. The first post-credit scene in the middle, you should stay for that one. You really should. It's a 3-minute long sequence of showing Sammy as an old man who was played by an actual musician, played by a real musician, and then we see Stack and Mary together, and it is revealed that both Mary and Stack survived the vampire massacre. They were not killed at all. So yeah. And yeah, there's that. So yeah, I'm glad. But even if they killed off Mary, that wouldn't have put me off in the film because of just how good Mary's character was. At least we still got enough of Haley Steinfeld to begin with. So yeah, and yeah, now there is the pacing also. I know there are some people who criticize this movie for its pacing as it is a slow burn film. It's not all action horror throughout the film, as the first 1 hour of the film, the first 45 minutes of the film is where they establish the characters. So the film allows audiences to get to know the characters. But let me tell you all right now, even with the film's slow burn moments, it was engaging from start to finish. There was never a scene where I felt like it was I felt like it was dragging. It was just so engaging because of just how you're immediately sucked into this world, sucked into this direction, and also sucked into these characters too. Oh, and also the direction that Ryan Coogler gives. This is his best work yet. I mean, his directing is out of this world. And the fact that this movie was shot in IMAX 70 millimeters, it is a must to watch this movie in IMAX because you won't get to see the full picture in a standard regular screen. And the cinematography is absolutely gorgeous, worth IMAX. I mean, when a movie was shot entirely with IMAX film cameras and even have IMAX 70 millimeters, that already tells you how good the cinematography is. And I think this could actually win best cinematography at the Frozen Awards at 2025. We'll see how other cinematographies in movies for the rest of the year goes. And also the composer from Ludwig Göransson as well. When a film is composed by Ludwig Göransson, the score is going to be a banger. Now, I will say though right now, I don't consider this as one of my favorite Ludwig Göransson scores. There are better ones that he's done, like the Black Panther duology and Oppenheimer, but of course, Ludwig Göransson, he always delivers bangers with his scores. So overall, Sinners is a masterpiece. It is a perfect film. No notes. Yeah, I think we can all a majority of us can agree that this is the best movie of 2025, and I also think that this is the best Ryan Coogler movie ever. Yes, even over the Black Panther movies. And I might go as far as saying this is my favorite horror film of all time. Like in general, yeah, this is my number one favorite horror film of all time. Yeah, yeah, it's better than Scream, the Scream franchise, better than Jaws, better than Halloween, better than The Conjuring, better than pretty much any other horror masterpiece you can think of. Heck, better than The Exorcist too. Yeah, so yeah, it is just so good, man. And I guarantee you, this is already among my top three favorite movies of the year. I still think Zootopia 2 will be the best movie of the year in general. Let's see if this can end up being my favorite live action movie of the year. We'll see. So yeah, so as I said, guys, I'm gonna give Sinners, well, duh, 5 stars out of 5. Perfect movie. You know what? I'm because of how good this was. I'm adding in an extra point, so 6 out of 5 it is. So yeah, now I forgot to mention as well that this is also among my top 15 favorite movies of all time for sure. Not my top 10, not in my top 10, but just my top 15. That's the best placement I can, the best spot for this film for now. So also for my review of Sinners, have you seen this film yet? And if you haven't seen this film yet, what are your thoughts in the movie? Would you agree with me that this is? Would you agree with my thoughts that this movie is worth the hype and more, or do you think this movie is a bit overrated? And if you haven't seen the film, did my review convince you to watch the movie, or are you not interested in it? Comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for maybe my review of Accountant 2. I am not debating if I should review The Accountant or not, the Accountant 2 or not, but it depends on how the movie goes since I am seeing it tomorrow. So yeah, bye guys.